Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and we've got another Kingdom Death model, and this is a weird one, and I don't remember what it's even called anymore. It's an Easter model. What is your name, lady? Pascha. Oh, that's right, okay. I want to say this is originally kind of the design for the one that had the underwear all over her head, but I think they went and redesigned it. I could be wrong. She's got kind of an Easter bunny theme going on here. Obviously, she was an Easter model. You can see the big buck teeth right there and the big Easter bunny ears behind her. She's got the cleavage X rule with her giant scissors. Interesting. And then you can get a look at the model. Again, while she may be quite buxom, an interesting look. With her giant scissors and actually wearing some clothes, and it looks like the rope is made out of the gums of a bunny. I don't know. It's a weird one. But it's Kingdom Death for you. What do you expect? Let's take a look at her parts. So, assuming everything is where it's supposed to be, which is always a big question mark, the legs are separate from the body. I gotta say, I know people have complained about the quality of these 3D printed ones. To me, it looks pretty decent. Maybe I'm just less picky. And again, I'm not shooting for any kind of golden demon quality, so maybe I don't have anything to really worry about. Fur on the inside of the ears is an interesting look. She is a bit spilling out of that dress, though. I am wondering, was her egg actually attached to that rope or not? That should be easy enough to fix. You know what's surprising is there's not a whole lot of leftover cleanage on her. Usually with these, you know, there's all the little sprue support things that need to get removed. I'm not seeing much on there. Maybe they already removed them. I always enjoyed that, but that's me and I'm strange. Scissors are definitely an interesting look. We've had a couple models with scissors before. On the other hand, blood dripping off it. With a bunny motif on the guard there. Interesting. Alright, well, doesn't look really that difficult, and honestly it looks pretty clean, so I think this should be a pretty easy model to put together. Sadly, I wish I had gotten the other model that was released with her at the same time, but I missed the initial sale as I was on a field trip that day at work, and whenever one would be in stock, the other wasn't, so I just had to settle for one for the moment, but never you mind. Let me get her built, and we'll see how she turns out. Alright, we got Pascha all put together here. And I can tell she's going to be a challenge trying to get a paintbrush in there between all of the various stuff that she's carrying, because I can't help myself and I went ahead and glued everything on there. But that's just me. Again, I really like the detail on these newer figures and just the variance on what kinds of stuff is going on with these. Yes, they're quite buxom. Yes, they're quite curvy, but they're just interesting looking models. I like what I like. I swear this has got to be that one that had like the underwear on her head. There had been some artwork a few years ago. They had a weird one that had like underwear all over her head or something, and I feel like that was kind of the basis for what became this model. Her very Easter bunny-like appearance. What's funny is I was so slow in getting her put together, which was kind of sad because it wasn't even that many parts. But then there were even more models released that not only did I get, and I already built them too. So if you're curious, another of the newer models, we've got Badar right here. One of those rare male Kingdom Death models. It's nice to see something with a bit more Arabic Middle Eastern flair to it. Bit more exotic than the usual Kingdom Death lack of clothing. But it's funny because I grabbed a bunch of other photo resin 3D printed Kingdom Death models, and just the variance in how both the men and women look these days. I think it's pretty cool. One of the rabbit survivors. The white sun lion. Grimy, Grimacy, what a Grimulgus. I don't know what the guy's name is. Honestly, Pascha's sculpt reminds me of the... I don't even know what this model's called anymore. The Red Riding Hood inspired model. And I think it's just the hips and the way the dress is blowing. Obviously, there's pretty noticeable differences between the two of them. Nowhere near the same. But something to be aware of. And the original version of this lady whose bow on her back broke like every single time it got shipped. So you can see, I mean, for people who like to complain about how samey, and I've heard it before, a lot of the Kingdom Death stuff is, I mean, these are all fairly recent models too. I think they are starting to branch out in terms of style and look, so that's always a good thing, I feel. Whether or not we ever get our stuff from the Kickstarter is an entirely different story at this point, so I'm not even going to open that can of worms. But in the meantime, at least, for people who are interested in the game and the models, I think there's a lot of fun stuff to be had here. And both of them came with extra cards. I think I showed up Pascha's, but these are all the Toximitar from Badar. I think he's going to be a fun one to paint. Nice look to him. In case you're curious just how big these models are, because a lot of people have accused Kingdom Death of scale creep, and it absolutely has been, slowly but surely. But to me, getting older and my eyesight going, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Hopefully we will continue to see some gameplay related stuff in the future that's not delegated to the photo resin models. Hopefully, in my opinion, we'll see some of the plastic stuff. What I really want, I would love to get naked sprues of the Death King armor or some of the stuff that's coming in the Gambler's chest, because we know that they're out there. We know he's made them. I would love to get my hands on it, but at least in the meantime, I've got some fun projects to keep me busy. As always, you know where to find this stuff. We'll have the link down below, and hopefully they will have some models there that are as entertaining for you as they are for me. So with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.